Montreal, the everyday and the extraordinary. The Elias Makos Show on CJAD 800.
All right, we're continuing our Olympics week here on the Elias Makos Show. Now, we're almost at the anniversary, right? Almost at 50 years since the 1976 Olympics. We're doing this, we did this a little bit early for a couple of reasons. One is I'm going to be on parental leave pretty soon. We got baby number 2 coming sooner than later. So I sort of had the inkling that I'd probably be away. The baby will have arrived when we reach the actual anniversary. And I know a lot of people go on vacation, they leave for the summer. So I figured we'd try and do this as early as possible. But all week long, we've celebrated the 1976 Olympics, and I think we've done such a great job. We started off the week with Dick Pound, a long-time COC member, IOC member, and it was an integral part of those 76 games. We spoke to an athlete that won a silver medal. We didn't win any golds in those games, so we went to silver, and we spoke to Michelle Vaillancourt, who won in show jumping. Wednesday, we spoke to Dinu Bumbaru from Heritage Montreal, and we talked about all of the buildings and facilities that were left. And I know we lost so much money on Olympic Stadium. It has been a financial disaster, the Big O. But then you look at all the other things that we built because of those Olympics, and boy, there's a heritage there. So today, what we want to do to wrap up Olympic week, we don't want to look back. We want to look ahead. Could Montreal do it again? Should we do it again? Can we learn from the lessons of the past? Let's go to Moshe Lander, senior lecturer in economics at Concordia University. He studies the intersection of business and sports all the time. Moshe, welcome back to the show.
Hello.
So, financial disaster 50 years ago, no denying it. But what do you say about the hopes to bring an Olympic Games, whether summer or winter, to Montreal? Could we, should we, from your financial economic mind, what would you say to that?
This is going to be an extremely short segment. No.
No.
It's as simple as that. So, I appreciate the nostalgia, and I was actually starting to have like a little bit of a heart as I was listening to you recap 1976, and I felt kind of actually good for once. But no, it's not the same games that it was back in 1976. We're seeing right now with the World Cup, for example, that the security costs are overwhelming the host cities in a way that would have never been conceivable in 1976. The other part of it is that in 76, where you're talking about the legacy of what's left behind, notwithstanding Olympic Stadium, and you know where I stand on that, a lot of what Montreal would need now is very different. So back then, for example, the expansion of the Green Line was huge in integrating the island a little bit better. A lot of what would happen if we were to try and host the games again would not be in remote parts of the island. And so because it would be highly concentrated in the downtown area or in the Peel Basin, it's not going to need as much infrastructure demand on it. So even there, the legacy benefits wouldn't be around.
So let me just throw it at you this way, because I'm trying to make the case, because I do think there is a benefit that sometimes can't be measured about hosting major events and having all of the eyes of the world on you. Let me throw at you a Winter Olympics idea, okay? One that I've heard of before. And that is, if Montreal were to host a Winter Olympics, we would also be looking at partnering. It doesn't all have to be in Montreal. The bobsled, a skeleton, all of that, all of the facilities exist south of the border in Lake Placid, which is very close by, all things considered. The skiing events, we've got tremendous ski hills in Quebec. One of them will check a box. We'll make it check a box so it could host those events. And then, of course, you think we've got a speed skating venue already ready to go, already hosts world events. We've got the Bell Center. Could we not host a Winter Olympics, quote unquote, on the cheap with pre-existing faciliits?
No. Now, I appreciate that we're
Thank you, Moshe. Have a good night.
Exactly. I appreciate that we're looking at it as a financial play. I would actually, for once, go outside of that argument and say if we wanted to host a Winter Olympics with Lake Placid or share it with Toronto or something like that, the argument should not be about finances. And I think that's where these hosts continue to make the same mistake over and over again, is that they try and sell it to taxpayers as a financial play. Sell it as an emotional play. The mayor of Vancouver was saying about hosting those 7 World Cup matches that it's like 30 to 40 Super Bowls. Like, he's an idiot. And he should have never said something like that. What he should have said was, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The World Cup will not come to Canada again in our lifetimes. If we don't take advantage of this opportunity now to host it, don't worry about the cost. This is just something that we need to experience. It's not going to put us on the map. It's not going to make us a tourist destination. It's just something that, check a box, like you said. Let's do this.
So Moshe, you know what? When you talk to people who were living, I'm too young. I didn't experience Expo 67. I didn't experience the Olympics in 76. When you talk to people that lived in this city that summer of 76, the pride they have, the emotion, how good they feel about that. Like, and we're talking about it 50 years later. And I wonder, how do you put a value on 1 million Montrealers for the next 50 years feeling good about that moment?
You can't. And that's exactly my point then, is let's not make this that it's going to make the city money, that it's going to pay for our road repairs, that it's going to allow us to have our healthcare system intact. No. This is not the reason for doing it. It's that we're asking the public purse for a certain amount of money for civic pride. And you're right, you can't put a price on that. So whatever the ask is, $5 billion, $10 billion, $100 billion, whatever, that's the ask that we're making for us to feel good about ourselves. And you're talking about the people of 76. I'm a child of the 88 Calgary Games, and whenever I'm in Calgary, which is regularly, I go by the bobsleigh run. The ski jump is still there, and I think of Eddie the Eagle, and I see on the University of Calgary campus that the speed skating dome is still there. I feel good about it. The Saddle Dome was built ostensibly for the Olympics, and as it's about to be torn down, I'm deeply saddened by the thought of losing it. So every time I've come on and trashed Olympic Stadium, I'm kind of double playing at the same time, that I'm sad to lose a stadium that means something to me and brings that emotion. So yes, I would be willing to pay to host the Olympics if you just tell me that it's to have that nice, warm feeling. I think that anybody who's been through a home repair will appreciate that there's only 3 things that you want out of a home repair. You want it on time, on budget, and on quality. And as a homeowner, you get to choose whichever 2 of the 3 you want, but you can't have all 3. You can decide if you want to sacrifice quality for time and budget. You can sacrifice time if you want budget and quality, and you can sacrifice budget if you want time and quality. But when it comes to hosting these large-scale events, the only thing that can be sacrificed is budget. It has to be on time. You can't go to the IOC and say, can I have an extra month to host it? And you can't skimp on the quality, because where you said do it on the cheap, maybe from a budgetary standpoint, but the IOC is not going to let you do some second-rate games and embarrass them and their pride.
Well, but can I tell you, Moshe, it seems like the IOC, if you just look at the Italy Olympics that just happened, right? Like there's never been Olympics that took place over a larger geographical area, because I think even the IOC understands cities just can't spend hundreds of millions, billions of dollars on facilities they'll use once. So it seems like something has changed there.
You're right. And what's changed is not compromising on the quality of the facilities. It's changing the number of hosts that you can have. Mm-hmm. And so I agree that if Montreal were going to try and go for a game summer or winter, they are going to have to partner up with somebody. So whether it's Toronto or Lake Placid or both, for sure that's going to be necessary. And the IOC has come to accept that. Yeah. But I'm going to push back even further then and say, if the IOC really wants to reimagine the Olympics, who says that the Olympics all have to take place within the same 2-week period? These days, everybody's a professional, and they're part of integrated tours that go from stop to stop in different parts of the year.
That's no fun, Moshe. Now I'm going to say no to your idea. That's no fun. It's fun to have it all at one time, and we can focus on something.
Absolutely. And that's going to limit then that, yes, you're going to have multi-cities or multi-countries if you want to try and condense it to 2 weekends. But just to push back on your pushing back, once you start going into those multi-cities, the people in Italy were saying, hey, we weren't traveling necessarily between those 3 disparate regions. Yeah. So we were kind of 3 isolated areas. So if you're going to put the skiing in one part, and you're going to put the bobsleigh in a different part, and you're going to put the hockey in a different part, then why can't you have it on 3 different weekends? And once you go down that path, there is the ability then to find a lot of different countries and cities that would step forward and say, I do want on it, and I can do it cost effectively without compromising quality. Canada would be a regular host of Olympic hockey if they could, because we have all of the infrastructure ready to go at the drop of a hat.
And a base,
but maybe we're not skilled for doing ski jump.
And people that want to watch it. Hey, Moshe, this was a great chat. Thanks for hopping on today.
Anytime.
Moshe Lander from Concordia University right there. And now we turn to you to wrap up our Olympics week at 514-790-0800. You just heard some arguments there. Should we try it again? 50 years after the 76 Olympics, should Montreal make an effort to host the Olympics again? 514-790-0800. Let me know what you think. Let's do traffic right here, right now.
iHeartRadio is throwing it back.
2010s, the decade.
To the days of huge hits and unforgettable anthems. A non-stop stream of the biggest and best.
Drake, Rihanna, Beyonce, Katy, Gaga, The Weeknd.
And more. All your decade-defining favorites all in one place.
Hi, it's Katy Perry.
Hey, it's Bruno Mars.
This is Kesha.
Find 2010's The Decade on the free iHeartRadio app. Preset the station so it's always one tap away.
Well, with a certain amount of nostalgia, for sure, and also a degree of pride in how well the games unfolded, and the financial stuff was not our greatest moment, but the games themselves were just absolutely fantastic and well run by very capable people, and the athletes from around the world were able to perform under ideal conditions.
For us, the equestrian athletes, the games took place in Bromont. So we were a little bit outside of the city, which in a way was a good thing, because it was a little bit more, the ambiance was a little bit more straight show jumping, not so much of the Olympic game. But don't take me wrong. I mean, we were jumping in the Olympic Games. And the final was held in the main stadium, and that was really, really special, to be able to ride in the main Olympic stadium.
Where Montreal calls in and speaks out. The Elias Makos Show, CJAD 800.
Some of the voices from our Olympics week that we've had all week long on the show as we look back at the 1976 games. I'm going to say let's not look back for this segment. Let's look ahead. And at 514-790-0800, listen, if you want to fight with me, okay, call in and fight with me, because I say we should host an Olympic Games yet again. I think we need to put the financial disaster of the 76 games behind us and realize there is a way. Now, there will be a cost. When you want to host a major event, there is a cost. But it doesn't have to be a $2 billion boondoggle Olympic Stadium nightmare. Other cities have proven it. Every city that hosts the Olympics does not end up in that same financial hole that Montreal did in 76, okay? We were exceptional in that respect. Now, I think we've learned from our mistakes, and there's a great case to be made that Montreal should host another Olympic Games. Now, I'm willing to say that perhaps a Summer Games would cost too much for the city, and we should focus on a Winter Games instead. And I think Montreal would be a fantastic place to have a Winter Games. We are a winter city. Quebec's a winter province. Canada is a winter country. So I think there's all those reasons that would work there. But at 514-790-0800, we'll end off this Olympics week by giving you some time here to voice your either pleasure or displeasure at the idea of Montreal hosting an Olympics. And for those of you who were here 50 years ago and remember that time, I think there's something to be said for the pride and joy that you have in your city when you host an event like this, okay? On the text line, I get this note. Good morning, Elias. I love the sentiment. I hate the idea. There is no way that we can profit and learn from our past mistakes with regards to another Olympics in Montreal. You just answered your question on the previous topic. It's been 8 years. They're trying to resolve the problem with homelessness. The government got involved. Nothing improved. They can't fix that one problem. How are they going to try and not ruin us financially by having another Olympics in or near Montreal? So here's how I'd answer that question. One is, again, if you were going to do a Winter Olympics in this city, you would not have to build major venues. You could do it with existing facilities and help from nearby cities, whether it's Lake Placid south of the border for the skeleton and the luge and bobsled. They've got a track. They've used it in their Olympics in 1980. It's ready to go. And you head outside of the city, of course, for the skiing portions as well. Let me go to Tom in Point Claire. Hey, Tom.
Yeah, hi.
Tom, what do you say? You want another Olympics or not? Tom? I guess we lost Tom. Is Tom there, guys? Should I?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Tom, go ahead.
Yeah, have you ever been to the Lakeshore Hospital recently and tried to see a doctor or a nurse?
I can't say I have, but so I guess
I have in the last 15 days with my 95-year-old father-in-law. The best nurses and doctors, but 200% occupancy. I was brought up, if you don't have the money, you don't buy it. We don't have the money in Quebec. Mm-hmm. We're broke. Mm-hmm. We're in debt. Until we get out of debt, we shouldn't be hosting things like this.
Why are we broke, Tom? Tom, why are we broke? Why do you think that is?
Why are we broke? Because we've got several governments over the last 10 or 15 years that are spending money on the wrong things and inefficiency. Imagine how much it would cost just to fix the roads in this province, to host the Olympic Games. Why don't we focus on that first?
So, Tom, my counterpoint would be, is the reason that we're broke is because we have spent far too long in this province especially of not focusing on wealth creation. We don't try and build the things we need to build to have a wealthy society. And wealthy societies, they can pay for the hospitals. They can pay for the roads. And I think that, so, it's cart before the horse. I think sometimes there's magical thinking that, okay, we're not going to spend, let's say it was $500 million you had to throw down in Olympic Games, okay? We'll take that $500 million and we'll put it into our hospitals instead. Boom, everything's solved. Time and time again, we know that actually doesn't happen. What you need to do is make a bigger pie for all of us. And I would say, and by the way, there's been other mayors who have tried this. And I should point out, got voted out. Maybe not for that reason. But remember, Denis Coderre spent 4 years, mayor of the Montreal, and said, we're going to start thinking big. We're going to say it's Montreal is like London, New York, Milan, Montreal. That's the level we should be. Now, we went down a different path after 4 years, but there was an indication, you know what? If you bring an Olympics back, you bring the baseball team back, what you're doing is creating an environment where Montreal once again focuses on wealth creation. And that would be my case. Now, Moshe Lander, the economist, says you can't make an economic case. You're going to lose money. It doesn't matter, no matter what. But I would say if we look at recent Olympic Games, right, whether it's the one in Italy, the Milan Cortano Olympics or the Paris Olympics, they did not end up in financial misery. They didn't. So there is a way of doing it respectfully, okay? Listener writes me this, Elias, I'm not going to fight with you, Elias, and I'm not necessarily going to disagree with you. But I will say is this, we need to become a city who can hold World Cups, who can hold Olympics again, who can have businesses and commerce come back to our city and replenish the tourism scene. Right now, we're a city of chaos, a city of waste. We value crime, drug addicts, homelessness, and protecting dangerous actors, violent protesters. We lose business to protect a language that has nothing to do with being a great city or province. When we can turn our city around, then we can bring sports teams and the Olympics back. I think we're a bit on the same page, but I think bringing back an Olympics is part of that rejuvenation process. I think that's how we end up there. Okay, Elias, Montreal needs to host a Winter Olympics to finally remove the cloud from the 76 Olympics and the Big O. We need to be thinking of the future and stop obsessing over the past. Another listener writes me this, Olympic Games in Montreal, yes. A single penny of public money on it? No. Now, listen, can you privatize an Olympic Games in some respects and get private corporations to pay for a brunt of it? Well, maybe that's a great idea. Maybe we can get there. But that is a thought. And Darlene writes me this, Elias, never mind the Olympics. Bring back the Expos. I want a baseball team. All I have is the Blue Jays to follow. Yeah, and I know that's not fun. A 6-hour drive on the 401 to watch the Blue Jays. No fun, Darlene. When we return on the Elias Makos Show, it will be time for traffic court. We are going to open up our phone lines. We'll put you on the docket. You're going to get to plead your case. If you've recently got a traffic ticket, parking, moving, speeding ticket, or you've got an all-time classic. And ladies and gentlemen, today on Traffic Court, we're going to kick things off with Celebrity Traffic Court. A familiar voice will join us with a story about their ticket. We'll kick things off and get your stories next.
Canadian women are looking for more out of themselves, their businesses, their elected leaders, and the world around them.
And that's why we're thrilled to introduce the Honest Talk podcast.
I'm Jennifer Stewart.
And I'm Catherine Clark. And in this podcast, we interview Canada's most inspiring women.
Entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, politicians, and newsmakers, all at different stages of their journey.
So if you're looking to connect, then we hope you'll join us.
Listen to the Honest Talk podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
All right, everybody, Traffic Court is coming up next, and we've got a couple of fun additions for Traffic Court. First things first, our first case you'll hear today is a celebrity Traffic Court. A familiar voice on CJAD got a ticket. You'll find out who next. And our phone lines are now open, 514-790-0800, for us to take your Traffic Court cases. You'll get to plead your case, maybe get some advice. And I've added one new item to Traffic Court that I'm very excited about. I'll tell you about it when we come back.
Listen wherever, whenever, on your radio. Online at CJAD800.com. On your smart speaker.
Playing CJAD.
Or your phone. Through the iHeartRadio app. Where and when you need us. This is News Talk Radio. CJAD 800.
The newest tracks. Let's go. New music. And the next big thing.
Always on the new music first.
Your first place to hear it all.
'Cause you gon' like it, love it, wanna play it twice.
Playing now.
iHeart New Music. Your digital station for brand new drops, fresh finds, and tomorrow's bangers.
I think we need something new.
Discover iHeart New Music. Always fresh, always first. Stream now on the free iHeartRadio app.
In the CJAD 800 traffic court system, the participants are represented by two separate yet equally important groups. The CJAD listeners, who commit the infractions, and Elias Makos, who judges the offenders. These are their stories.
The next thing I knew, the sirens were blaring, and he pulled me over, and he said, "You ran the red light."
So, wondering if I can go contest it, but unfortunately I don't have any evidence.
Lindo, you got bigger issues here.
Police officer pulled me over and said that my registration and license had expired.
Boy.
He said, "You got to check with SAC Click."
Oh, boy.
I believe it's my constitutional right not to wear a seatbelt. I don't.
What?
He came out the car, and I said, "Guilty, guilty, guilty. Don't give me a lecture, just give me the ticket." And he was laughing.
You better have stopped there, Stephen.
I tried, but I was on ice and snow.
Can you handle the truth?
I could handle it. Go for it.
Jeannie, you shouldn't have parked there. I mean, you're on camera. You admitted it on CJD. You were doing it.
The thing is that the 40 is written so far that you can't even see it.
Cry me a river.
Why did they use this one type of sign?
It doesn't matter. I'm just the CJD fun radio judge. The real judge is going to throw the book at you.
Traffic Court. Elias Makos considers your case on CJAD 800.
Oh, please call in and argue your constitutional rights while you tell us your story about the tickets you've received. If you recently saw the red and blue lights behind you, you've been pulled over for a moving violation, for a speeding ticket. If you've got an all-time great story about a parking ticket or anything else, 514-790-0800. I've got a couple of things to say here. First things first, you're going to get to hear a very familiar voice in just a moment. CJAD 800 voice who just got a ticket. Can you guess? Who do you think of all the CJAD 800 personalities? Who do you think got dinged with a ticket? There's a quiz for you. But I wanted to let you know I've added one thing to Traffic Court, and that is I now have a notebook where I will keep all the notes of all the traffic court cases. So I will have a definitive document. Get on the docket right now, 514-790-0800. We begin with one of our own. Is that Orla Johannes on the line?
Good morning, Lovey.
Lovey.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Judge.
Listen, this is how you get into the judge's good graces. You call me Lovey. So, Orla,
Yes,
you got a ticket?
I did.
Oh,
it was a frustrating one. I'm going to keep it clean.
Okay,
Yes.
so listen, the first thing I always ask on this show is what kind of car you drive, Orla. What kind of car you drive?
It's a Porsche Cayenne.
Oh, okay. Okay, so maybe you can afford one ticket. Maybe. Okay, Orla, listen, you got a sweet ride, and I've seen you driving around, and you look great when you're driving around, okay? What happened to you?
It was a beautiful sunny day 2 weeks ago on a Friday afternoon when I said, let me pop in to a couple of stores on Laurier Street near Park Avenue to take a look for a dress for my daughter's graduation. I park the car. I pay for my meter. I'm walking towards the car, and my meter was up at 3:08 p.m.
Yeah.
Because I had to go pick up Chloe.
Yeah.
My ticket was stamped as I'm walking towards the car at 3:09 p.m.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh, they were waiting.
Come on.
Orla, they were waiting for you, and it's because of your car. That's what I think just happened there, right? I think some ticket agent couldn't wait to ding you. You know? That's what I think happened here. I think you were targeted.
It was so frustrating. I'm walking towards the car, and in my head, I don't have time to discuss this with a machine, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no point discussing it with the guy, because it's the machine that dictates, and you can't erase what the machine has just printed. Plus, I was in a hurry to pick up Chloe from school. And I said to myself, should I contest this? And my husband's like, are you nuts? You're 1 minute past. No, if you're looking at the facts, you were late back to your car. So I paid the ticket. The dress basically cost me an extra $100.
Orla, can I tell you something?
Fire away.
Your husband's right. I mean, a judge is going to say, oh, when did you pay until? And you're going to say, I paid until 3:08. When was the ticket? 3:09. They're going to say guilty. And it's not right. It's not right, by the way. There should be a grace period.
I think so. I paid, honestly. I was walking towards the car. I mean, come on. Your machine, but you're putting that in before 3:08. You have to be typing all that information in.
And you know, like, Orla, I just want to point out the service you're doing to society, because you're out there in the West Island, but you still trudge on in to Park Avenue and Laurier. You deal with all the traffic because you want to support good local businesses.
Right.
And you get dinged.
And that's what I would have told the judge, too.
Jeez. Okay, listen, we had some people guess. I was like, who do you think got the ticket of a CJAD voice? I got some guesses, and it was Aaron, Jay, or Orla. Those were the three guesses we got. So one person guessed you.
That's terrible. I mean, I get pulled over a lot because one time I looked like I was naked in the car. I was wearing a strapless top and catching the rays, but I can't believe I'm in the top three.
Not guilty, Orla. All I just want to say, not guilty of that. Keep doing that.
Ticket.
Where you know what you should have contested and worn that outfit to fight this parking ticket. I'm just saying.
Judge Elias, you have some fantastic advice.
All right, Orla, you're great. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
All right, there's Orla there. Let me go to Michael. Michael, talk to me.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good. What do you drive, Michael?
I drive a Lexus.
Oh, okay. That's a nice car. How long you had that Lexus?
Well, I've been driving Lexus for about 20 years, I think.
And this current one?
And this current one, 5 months.
5 months. Sweet ride? You like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very good. And the dealer is very good, too. So.
Okay, so you're driving around. You got a sweet Lexus.
No. I got a parking ticket in this case.
Yeah.
And I was going to be, I forget the name of the street, but it was one block south of Sherbrooke near Guy.
Okay.
And I pull into a parking spot, and I'm uncomfortable with the spot.
Yeah.
So I see there's a spot across the street. So I move across the street, and I come back, and I have a parking ticket.
Yeah.
Why do I have a parking ticket? Because it says, they said not allowed to park between here and here. I take a look at the sign. The signs are pointing the other way.
The arrows.
The arrows, yeah.
Oh, those arrows, sometimes, depending on the angle and the way you look at them, it's very confusing, right?
So I take a picture of the signs because I know I'm right. I take a picture of the signs, and 8 months later, I go to traffic court, and I show the judge or the judge's assistant.
Yeah.
And I said, take a look. She says, dismiss. They were actually pointed there, but I went back the week before I had to go to court again just to make sure I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
And they moved it. They changed the signs correctly.
Son of a gun.
But I had the pictures.
You fought the law, and you won, and you changed the whole darn street.
That's right.
Listen, and I'll say, Michael, where you were trying to park, I think what you're mentioning. What's that street? What is that? It's Lincoln, I think it's called.
You're right.
Lincoln, right?
Yeah, Lincoln.
Listen, everyone that knows about parking downtown and trying to get, free parking downtown knows about Lincoln Street. And let's just have this as a warning. That's a treacherous street because there are so many different signs for permit, for this is a non-permit zone. This is too close to a fire hydrant. This is too close to the intersection. Park on Lincoln at your own risk and peril, Michael.
Absolutely. But I was lucky. I got off, and I didn't even have to go in front of the judge. The assistant, like when you come there for your appointment, she looks at it and she says, "No, this is dismissed." However, she didn't sign she didn't write on my ticket dismissed, so I'm still waiting.
You're waiting for it in the mail, the confirmation.
Right.
Michael, listen, great story about how you can actually win one of those tickets, because I think a lot of people think it's a lost cause, but with some photos and a little bit of time, you can get how much? There was $100, not for that ticket?
Absolutely, 100. Yeah.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thanks for adding your voice to Traffic Court. Get on the docket right now, 514-790-0800.
Close your eyes, and you can hear the entire world come alive. 2026 FIFA World Cup is on, and you can stream it all live on TSN Radio. From the opening kickoff to the final celebration, every match, every moment. Listen to FIFA World Cup on TSN Radio.
Gives Canada the liftoff.
Available on iHeartRadio. Where the noise stops and the conversation begins.
Welcome to the Graham Richardson Show.
It's national conversations, from major policy shifts to the fun, unexpected trends and friends everyone will be talking about. The Graham Richardson Show, today at noon, right here on CJAD 800.
Pride is like love. You feel it in your heart. iHeartRadio, Canada's #1 streaming app for radio and podcasts, including iHeart Pride Canada, your favorite hits and must-have party bangers, plus personalized and curated playlists like Back in the Day Pride.
Come together, celebrate love.
Take Pride with you, anytime, anywhere. Just ask your smart speaker to play iHeart Pride Canada. Stream us on your phone or listen now at iHeartRadio.ca.
Traffic Court. Elias Makos considers your case on CJAD 800.
All right, we're back here on Traffic Court. If you want to get on the docket, 514-790-0800, and we will take your call. Ahead, perhaps, of one of you, let's go to Maxim Kadot, who delivers his Traffic Court roundup for this week. Maxim, you've got a theme going on here.
Yeah, Elias, this week is the Laurentians edition of Traffic Court. Let's begin on Monday, where a driver in La Concepcion was seen driving 146 kilometers an hour in a 90 zone.
In a 90. So they get to 56 over, and once you're 50 over, you're donezo.
And just because we're talking about the Laurentians doesn't mean Montreal is not getting involved, as the driver was a 19-year-old from St. Leonard.
19 years old, my goodness.
Got a ticket of $1,106 and 10 points of inaptitude for going...
Demerit points.
Demerit points, pardon me, for going too fast.
Just 10?
Yep.
Only 10 for 56 over. Okay. All right. Cool.
I guess they were learning the age maybe helped.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just 56. You're only at 10. I think you got to be like 100 over to get to those massive ones. Because you still keep your license then, right? At the end of the day, right? Because you need to have 15. You have to get 15 to lose. Okay. What else?
We then take you to Prévost, where a driver was caught in his mid-40s, was caught doing 137 kilometers per hour in a 70 zone.
Ooh, 67 over. Now we're cooking with gas.
Going to a ticket of $1,393, but did not meet the 15-point demerit point threshold. Only lost 14 points in this case. So just off by one, but his driver's license was suspended for a period of 7 days.
I certainly hope that someone that ends up with 14 demerit points ends up driving, as long as the demerit points are in effect, as cautiously as possible.
Yeah, and one more in the Laurentians area where we go to Saint-Sophie, where a driver was caught not as fast as the first two, but still 95 kilometers per hour in a 50 zone. So almost doubled there, getting $667 plus 6 demerit points and suspension of their license for 7 days.
I tell you what, Maxime, I almost ended up on this list, okay? And, you know, I have my car drives itself, okay?
Right.
And there's a Mad Max mode where it's the fastest mode possible. It does the most lane changes, okay? On the Tesla full self-driving. This morning coming in, it got me to 121 on the Ville-Marie 70 zone. I had to turn it off, right? I'd like to go 50 over. You're asking for trouble. Now, by the way, on the Ville-Marie, you can't go slower than 90 or 100 depending on the morning, right? So you're always going to have to go over 70. But it got so high, I said, my goodness, what are you trying to do to me here? Get me a ticket. So be careful with the 50 kilometers over the limit.
And we'll go to another story here this morning where we got a press release from Provincial Police, the SQ. They did a whole collaboration with the SAQ, Ministère des Transports Mobilité Durable, to join forces to raise awareness among drivers for dangers associated with speeding, particularly in roadwork zone. This morning, they released their report on how many drivers got ticketed. The answer, more than 10,000 speeding tickets given between June 8th and June 14th.
Like catching fish in a barrel.
Exactly.
It's just that easy when it comes to making a concerted effort to catch speeders.
Now, if you believe that you're one of those 10,000 speeding ticket people that say you did not deserve that ticket, you can call us at 514-790-0800 for Traffic Court to plead your case.
Max, thanks a lot for the roundup here.
No
now
problem.
Let's listen to Michael's ticket. Michael got a ticket for parking in a handicap spot. Big no-no. And okie dokie. Maybe we'll do this another time. Let me read one text message here at 514-790-0800. And I have a listener who says they had to contest a parking ticket at the Kirkland REM station. And by the way, we are seeing more and more people complain about getting tickets when they try and park at a REM station on the West Island. There simply isn't enough spots, and sometimes they either park illegally, they park in the paid section and think it's the free section. So this listener writes, I'm a Kirkland resident, I paid, I still got a ticket, and the website to contest the ticket has translations for all languages except English. It seems purposely omitted. Ryan, send me the link to that website. I want to check this out. Ryan with that note on our text line. Ryan, I'm serious. Send me a note. Send me a link to that website. I need to check that out if they actually are omitting English on purpose. All right, we'll leave traffic court there. When we return on the Elias Makos show, we're going to be speaking to a group of developers, a group that's proposing a new downtown tower for the NATO Defense Bank. They'll make the case next.
The newest tracks. Let's go. New music. And the next big thing.
Always on the new music first.
Your first place to hear it all.
'Cause you gon' like it, love it, wanna play it twice.
Playing now.
iHeart New Music. Your digital station for brand new drops, fresh finds, and tomorrow's bangers.
I think we need something new.
Discover iHeart New Music. Always fresh, always first. Stream now on the free iHeartRadio app.